guys, so we're live. Just give me a split second here. I just want to make sure we're live on Facebook. I'm going live on multiple platforms, so just give it a second. Let me just make sure. Okay, we're good. It connected to Facebook. And I'll go live now on Facebook and Instagram. Great, guys. So just connecting to everything. Perfect. We're good. Okay, guys. Excellent. So I'm live on multiple platforms and I'm super excited to be live with you today. So if you're hopping on, thank you for joining in. Appreciate you for spending this bit of time with me today. Depending on where you're watching from, if you could see me right now, just comment below. Make sure that I'm live on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, my Facebook group. So I think we're good. Perfect. Okay, guys. So today, we're going to be talking about, okay, if you're a woman who's dealing with stubborn belly fat during menopause, and you're not the type of woman to settle with it, then you're in the right place, okay? If you're tired of just getting by, whether it's the belly fat, energy levels, whatever the case, whatever symptoms you're experiencing, and you're just sick and tired of just feeling like you got to get by and you got to settle with it, you're in the right spot. So you're definitely going to want to stay tuned. Keep watching this live, because today we're going to be diving deep into what's happening, what's really causing that pesky belly fat, because it is a different type of fat than what you had, let's say if you did gain fat previously before menopause. This is a different type of fat that's driving it. So the changes are driving it. I'm going to be sharing 4 simple steps that you can take to make sure that you're getting rid of it for good and you're setting up your body to get it working best for you for good. So if you're watching on Instagram, comment below. If you're watching on the Facebook group, LinkedIn, YouTube, let me know that you're here. And if you have any questions as I go through all this, let me know. So we're going to dive into it. And if you're new here, if you're new to my Instagram page, if you're new to my Facebook group, then, and again, YouTube, LinkedIn, like I said, I'm on multiple platforms today. I'm Alexis. I'm a biologist turned into personal trainer and nutrition coach and founder of Flexus Fitness. And for over 10 years, so the last 10 years, my team and I have helped over 1,000 high-performing women transform their physiques and take control of their bodies no matter which stage of their life that they're in. So we do this by combining my deep love for cell and molecular biology with practical, real-world strategies that actually get your body responding properly again. So what I teach goes way beyond the generic advice that you see online, because I'm really here to show you and empower you to work with your biology, with your body at that deepest cellular level, so you get your hormones, metabolism, and energy to start working for you again. So no restriction, no guesswork, just simple, real, sustainable results. So we're going to hop right into it. So first, I just want to start off by giving a little bit of context of what's happening during that perimenopausal transition and what's really causing that belly fat to show up. And for a lot of women that I speak to, and I'm sure a lot of you who are watching this will resonate, but a lot of women tell me, it almost feels like an overnight shift, right? And it just it happens. And it's not, a lot of women think that it's hormone shifting. Yes, hormones play a part, but it's not just about your hormones. It's about how your body is responding to those hormonal shifts. So during perimenopause, your body undergoes a lot of changes, and it's almost like reverse puberty. So one of the biggest shifts is that decline in estrogen, and it's a pretty steep decline. Whereas like men, when they're aging, testosterone slowly declines. For women, it's a pretty steep decline, and it could happen 10 years prior to officially hitting menopause. So for some women, that means those changes could start happening as of the age of 35. So as estrogen in particular, there's other hormones that start decreasing too, but just speaking of estrogen right now. So as estrogen starts to decrease, your body starts to look for other ways of producing it. So one of the ways that it does this, because our bodies are smart, is by storing fat. So as much as it can feel like your body is, trying to work against you and just trying to be an asshole, excuse my French, but an asshole to you by storing belly fat, it's really your body's way of trying to protect you and trying to produce more estrogen by taking it from your fat cells. So your fat cells can actually produce small amounts of estrogen. So when your ovaries start to stop producing estrogen, slowly declining, your body goes, let me use my fat cells to start producing small amounts of estrogen, because estrogen has a lot of protective effects on the body. So this is what I was saying at the beginning, that the type of belly fat that starts to pop up, that you start accumulating around your midsection during menopause, is different than what we like to call our subcutaneous fat. So just other fat that we're holding on to. So it's called visceral fat. So some of you may have heard this term before, and it wraps around your organs. So at this point, that belly fat is not just a aesthetic issue, a cosmetic issue. Like, yes, it's annoying, but it's really a serious health concern, because that visceral fat is linked to things like, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and even certain cancers. So the longer that belly fat, that visceral fat sits there, the harder it becomes to get rid of, and health risks increase. So that's where, again, I know that all sounds like doom and gloom, and I'm not about that life. But the good news is, this is where working with your body on a deeper level comes in. Cellular health comes in. So I'm going to explain all this. But I just wanted to give more context around that, because hormone shifts are never the main issue. And I know, just talking with hundreds of women a day, on Instagram, coming into my DMs, on the phone, a lot of women go, oh, well, it's my hormones shifting. And yes, that plays a role, but it doesn't mean that you could just blame those hormonal shifts. Okay. There's so much that's in your control to make sure that you're not settling with that, and you're getting your body to respond better with these hormonal shifts that are happening. So think of your hormones, they're just the messengers, okay? So as your hormones are shifting, your body is responding to these changes, right? So that's what we need to focus on, is how your body is responding to these hormonal shifts to get you feeling your best again. So this is where I wanted to give a bit more context about visceral fat versus subcutaneous fat, because subcutaneous fat does respond really well to calories in versus calories out. Now, as much as calories in and calories out still matters, okay, I'm not saying that the law of thermodynamics still applies, but when it comes to managing visceral fat, so this type of belly fat, it's not just about calories in, calories out. And I see there's a lot of miscommunication on the internet about this, because there's a lot of people, a lot of influencers, a lot of, health coaches just saying oh, it's just calories in, calories out, nothing else goes into this. And it's not true. Okay. So that's why I want to break down for you guys today. When it comes to visceral fat and this belly fat during menopause, it doesn't just respond to a calorie deficit the way that subcutaneous fat would. Because it's not just storage, it's not just fat storage, it's more active and reactive to hormonal signals. Okay. So while subcutaneous fat, which is the fat that's just under your skin, mainly stores excess energy. Visceral fat is the fat that's around your organs, and that's more influenced by things like cortisol, insulin, and estrogen. So this is where it's also, that type of fat can also be connected to inflammation, insulin resistance, and make it harder to burn it and easier to store it. So again, calorie deficit does matter, but how your body is responding to that calorie deficit is really what matters here. So when your body is dealing with an uptick in stress during the perimenopausal transition, those hormonal changes, your body's trying to adjust to all that, and just more systemic inflammation that's happening because of the decline in estrogen, that visceral fat is more likely to hang around even if you're managing your calories. And this is the most frustrating part for so many women, because they're like, I don't get it. I haven't changed anything in my routine. I work out. I've been eating the same amount of calories I have for years, and my body's just storing this fat. This is the reason why, is because it's more reactive to the hormonal signals versus subcutaneous fat. So this is why, again, I'm not saying that energy balance doesn't matter. That is a big part of it. but it's about what's happening inside your body that makes the fat stick. So that's what we need to focus on during this stage. And this is what I mean when I always talk about supporting your body on a deeper level, because it's about creating the right internal environment, supporting your hormones, reducing inflammation, nourishing your cells to make sure that you're keeping everything in balance and your cells are in balance to properly fight that belly fat and get your body responding to those hormones properly. So that's the overall theme that I want you to keep in mind here is, yes, your body's going through hormonal shifts. Yes, those changes do impact how your body is burning, storing energy, but it's about targeting what's happening at a deeper level so that your body could respond better to those hormonal shifts. Okay. So now that you have a better idea of like what's driving this, and if you're just hopping on now and you're like, whoa, what is she saying? I'm going to post this replay after, you're going to be able to watch it all. But now that you understand what's driving this belly fat, I'm going to go over 4 simple steps that you could start using as of like 10 minutes from now when we're done this live, to get your body back on track. So if you're ready for those 4 simple steps, comment below, just comment ready, grab, a pen and paper, and we're going to get right into it. So the first thing is managing your stress response. Now, why does this matter? And I'm not, just to be clear, and if you've heard this from your doctors, just like meditate more, just manage your stress. I'm not giving you that surface level advice here, okay? But I want to explain why managing your stress response matters. So we've all heard, I'm sure, and if you haven't heard about it, then you're going to hear about it now, but I'm sure by now, a lot of you have heard about cortisol. And that's one of your stress hormones, okay? So over the years, I'd say like over the last few years, cortisol has gotten a really bad reputation. But the catch is cortisol is not bad in small doses, okay? It helps us handle immediate stress. But when your body is going through perimenopause, there is an uptick in stress because, again, your body's trying to like get used to these new changes, right? So when your body is under more chronic stress, especially during perimenopause, your body's stress response goes into more of an overdrive, and that could lead to higher cortisol levels or a difference in how your body is regulating cortisol throughout the day. So this does impact how your body stores fat, especially around your belly, and it can disrupt your hormones. So it could trigger, again, things like inflammation, spike your blood sugar, which all leads to that accumulation of belly fat. Now, during this shift, so during perimenopause, as estrogen continues to drop, your body becomes more sensitive to stress because, again, estrogen helps us. It has like a protective effect. Okay, so it helps us modulate stressors better. So if you're going through perimenopause and you notice that like the littlest things that never used to stress you out are stressing you out now, this is likely what's happening. Estrogen slowly declining, so your body is having it's a more challenging time to adapt to those stressors, whether they're emotional stressors, physical stressors like exercise or whatever. So it makes your stress response even more pronounced during perimenopause. So again, you might be stressed over things that never used to bother you, meaning that now your cortisol levels are going to stay a bit higher for longer periods than they did before. So that chronic stress, so keeping the cortisol levels higher, that makes it more difficult for your body to feel safe to release body fat, and it wants to hold on to it more. So when it comes to managing your stress response, again, the good news is you have full control over this, right? You always have full control over how to get your body to respond better. You can't control the hormonal shifts, but you can control that. So to reduce cortisol and just to manage stressors better, focus on things that are going to help you promote more restorative rest. And this looks different for everybody. So for example, some of my favorite ones and ones that work really well for the busy, high-performing women that we work with who don't have time to meditate for 2 hours a day. Some simple ones are something as simple as taking 6 deep breaths before eating. So before every meal, you sit down, take 60 belly breaths, deep belly breaths, and or like even throughout the day, whenever you feel tension, or before taking a shower, whatever the case, or while in the shower, just pair it with something that you're doing daily. And that's why I say before every meal, because it also allows you to like enter your rest and digest state. So it helps with your digestion. But 6 deep breaths, and that's been shown to be enough to enter your rest and digest state, so your parasympathetic state. Another one is going for a walk outside, which, like, again, it's free, right? Nature is also incredibly healing for your stress response, for managing cortisol. So going for a walk outside. Another really super simple one and a great practice is just practicing gratitude. So something as simple as like getting a notebook or the 5-minute journal. That's personally what I have. And just like taking 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night, just to journal for a few minutes in the morning and at night. So, what you're grateful for, how you want to go into your day. And the biggest one I will say, guys, and this always ties into like, at Flexus Fitness, we always look at sleep and stress as the bottom of the pyramid. Okay. Like if we don't manage that first, then nothing else, we can't build up on that. So the biggest one is prioritizing sleep quality. And this is something that as you're going through perimenopause, it could feel more difficult falling asleep, staying asleep. So making sure that you're supporting your body to get more restorative sleep. Something that is very simple and overlooked is just trying to make sure that you're going to bed at the same time and waking up at the same time every night, including the weekends. This is just a really easy way to regulate your wake-sleep cycle, your circadian rhythm, and also helps with more just getting your body into that pattern for more restful sleep. Of course, there's more that goes into that, which would be like a totally different live, but these are simple things that you could focus on to support your body's stress response. So by actively managing your stress response, by actively managing cortisol through these practices, you're not just helping to reduce the belly fat, but you're also improving your hormone balance, your hormone signaling overall. Okay, so that's the first step. The second one is balancing out your blood sugar. This is super, super important, especially if you're perimenopausal, postmenopausal. So the reason why is as you go through menopause, again, the decline in estrogen in particular, makes your body more insulin resistant, meaning that your body has a tougher time handling spikes in blood sugar efficiently compared to when you are producing, estrogen throughout the month, etc. So as a result, this could lead to more fat storage, especially around your belly. So this means that when it comes to blood sugar regulation, think of blood sugar as, like if you're not regulating it properly, it could contribute to your body's ability to efficiently burn fat. Okay. So if your blood sugar is out of whack, energy levels are out of whack, you're not fueling your body enough and appropriately throughout the day, your body, first of all, isn't going to feel safe enough to release that fat. And it will just be that much harder to lose the body fat. So the key to managing your blood sugar is, again, you want to think about ways of keeping it steady throughout the day. So balancing out your meals is a great place to start. Of course, this looks different for everybody, but just key things to keep in mind is ensuring that every meal has protein, a source of protein, healthy fats, and fibrous carbs. So this is going to help slow down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream, and that's what helps prevent those spikes and crashes throughout the day. So, for example, instead of and I'm not saying you can't have white bread or, refined carbs. I'm not saying that, but let's say you're going to have that on its own. That's just going to spike your blood sugar. Or even something as simple as like an apple, eating a fruit on its own, it's going to maybe satiate you for a bit. And then like 30 minutes afterwards, you're going to feel hungry again. So always pairing even something like a fruit with fat and or protein, and that helps to slowly, again, it's going to slow the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream and provide more steady energy. So that's a simple way, is balancing out your meals. The second thing is avoiding or being more aware of processed carbs and sugar. So that's something here at Flexus Fitness. We don't tell you good food, bad food. That food is neutral. All food is good unless like you have some sort of intolerance or you really like your body just can't handle it. What we do know and we could all agree on, is refined carbs and sugar does cause a quick blood sugar spike. This could be good at times, like before a workout or something like that. So these foods trigger insulin. They promote more fat storage, particularly around your midsection. So as much as possible, focus on, whole grains, legumes, vegetables, fibrous carbs for better blood sugar management. And if you are going to have, again, like if you're going to have a dessert, whatever the case, like have it after a meal. Have it in and around your workouts. It's all about the timing. And this is what we go more in depth when we're working, when women come to us and we work with them one-on-one, is the strategy behind the timing of things like carbs and how to get your body to burn it more efficiently. And the last thing is the timing of your meals. So that goes into the last point for this. So regular meals help stabilize your blood sugar. So if you're somebody who's skipping meals, or you're forgetting to eat, or you get busy throughout the day and you're noticing that you're snacking constantly, or by the end of the day, you're just craving sugar, you're just like you need food right away, like you get that hangry feeling. This is a sign that that your body is in a state where it's not like you're not getting it to it's more unstable for blood sugar. So eating 3 balanced meals a day with a few snacks can help, again, modulate that blood sugar response and prevents overeating later too. So by stabilizing your blood sugar, you're helping your body burn fat more efficiently. And you're also preventing insulin resistance, which, like I said, is something that we do need to be more aware of as you go through perimenopause because of the drop in estrogen. So that's one of the key contributors to belly fat and menopause. So this is a simple way of going about it to get your body to respond better. Now, the third thing is reducing inflammation. Now, again, why does this matter, especially during perimenopause, is because chronic inflammation makes it more challenging for your body to burn fat. That's like, if there's one thing that you want to think of is like, how could I get my body to feel safe? If your body doesn't feel safe, it's the last thing it's going to want to do is burn fat. So that's why we always want to focus on not restricting and taking things out, but how can we support it better? So when it comes to inflammation, that can directly contribute to belly fat, especially in the form of visceral fat, like we talked about before. And during menopause, your body becomes more prone to inflammation because of the hormonal shifts. So when estrogen drops, it no longer has the same ability to manage inflammation. So, and I see a comment now. So that's my problem. I have PCOS and insulin resistance. I need to learn how to get rid of inflammation. Exactly. So for those of you, even if you're not going through perimenopause, you have PCOS. There's 4 different types of PCOSs, but one of them is insulin resistance. So again, understanding how to manage the inflammation in your body, how to go about this to get your body responding better is key. So it's really about, again, how can you support your body best, right? It's not about getting rid of carbs to manage your blood sugar or inflammation or cutting out certain foods. Absolutely not. It's about supporting your body to handle these things better. So when it comes to inflammation, that's one thing we want to focus on. And one of the main ones is, of course, eating mostly anti-inflammatory foods. Or if you're just starting off, just focus on some foods that you could add that are more anti-inflammatory. So foods like leafy greens, so lots of veggies. Leafy greens are packed with antioxidants, have natural anti-inflammatory properties. Ginger, berries, turmeric, like even, if you cook with that or if you take a supplement, I'm more of a food first type of gal before supplementation, but these are all ways. So you want to focus on whole foods, anti-inflammatory. Another simple way of going about it, again, is adding more omega-3s into your day. So these are healthy fats that are found in fatty fish like salmon, or if you don't eat fish, or if you're vegan, vegetarian, chia seeds, flax seeds, those could all help reduce inflammation and also improve insulin sensitivity, which the two go hand in hand. And the last thing is just overall supporting your gut health. So your gut plays a massive role in inflammation. And with us, like I'm a biologist, but I also have a team of doctors that we work with. We run a lot of like things like GI maps, and it's amazing to see like where the source of inflammation comes from. And when we see it coming from your gut, like how much, again, like nutrition is 90% of it, right? So your gut plays a massive role in this. A healthy gut can help balance your inflammation. help with the fat loss. So focus on eating fiber-rich foods mostly, and incorporating fermented foods. So even just like a tablespoon of sauerkraut, like just starting off slowly, or kimchi once a day, to help boost gut health and reduce inflammation. Those are simple ways of going about it. If you are, and I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but if you are taking probiotics, make sure that you are taking the right strains for what you need. Okay, there's a lot of marketing stuff, supplements out there. You want to make sure that what you're taking is what you need. And I'm actually going to probably do a live on supplements and just things to be aware of, because if you're taking a probiotic and some strains in the probiotic might help your situation, others might not, you might be, wasting time and money on things that aren't helping you. So that's where diving into what you need specifically is really important. So overall, reducing inflammation can help with the hormonal balance, improve your fat metabolism, and make it easier to burn that visceral fat. And the last thing is, guys, this is the big one and is very often overlooked or just not talked about, is improving your detoxification process. Now, I'm not talking about, detox teas, or like supplements and taking a bunch of stuff, going on a crazy extreme detox. Absolutely not. We're all about supporting your body properly here, right? So detoxification is key in managing your belly fat. And when your body isn't detoxifying properly, it stores excess hormones like estrogen in your fat cells. So this could lead to more stubborn fat, especially in the belly area. Okay, I'm just going to answer Jesse. So how do we know what to dive into to figure out pro and prebiotics? Excellent question. Prebiotics, you're saying like prebiotics are fiber, all that, but you don't even need a prebiotic supplementation in my mind, because again, it's just a waste of money. So, but probiotics, if somebody is dealing with digestive issues, that's when we want to dive into something like a GI map to see exactly which bacteria they're deficient in, or if they have an overgrowth in certain bacteria, or if there's a pathogen or something like that, where we could really target it with proper, with proper supplementation if needed. That's why, I always say with probiotics, guys, unless you know exactly what to take, you're better off going with something like Espoulardi would be like a general one where it wouldn't really affect other things. But if you're taking a probiotic that has a bunch of different strains and you don't know if those ones are actually right for you, then you might be doing more harm than good. So when it comes to probiotics, I always prefer knowing exactly what somebody needs by running a GI map, seeing exactly what's going on in their gut. And even before that, before even taking a probiotic, you might need something else to kill off other things that you're high in, etc. So it's a bit more that answer is one of those where I go, it depends, because it depends on the situation. But in general, guys, if you're thinking about probiotic and let's say you're covering all of your basics, you're doing everything and you're still experiencing a lot of GI distress, that's when doing a GI map would be worth it. If not, start with the basics first. Again, make sure that you're, getting a lot of well-rounded nutrition, managing your blood sugar, doing things like, you're managing your stress, getting sleep, limiting any, inflammatory things, like if you're eating a lot of sugar, let's say, or a lot of alcohol, drinking a lot of alcohol, all those things can cause more inflammation in your gut. So you want to make sure you're covering your basics first. And then a GI map, if you're doing all that and you're still experiencing a lot of GI issues or whatever the case, inflammation, then running a GI map would be worth it. But when it comes to probiotics, like fermented food, stuff like that is always a safe place to start. So I hope that answers your question, Jesse. We can always talk about it later too. But that's just kind of a very, okay. So I'm going to get back to it, but okay, perfect, Jesse. Glad it was helpful. So when it comes to detoxification, so again, if your body is not detoxifying properly, then it's going to store excess hormones in your fats, estrogen in your fat cells. And we were just talking about earlier, your body during perimenopause, when your ovaries start to slow down the production of estrogen, they're going to look to your fat cells to produce more, right? So this can lead to more stubborn fat if you're not detoxifying properly, especially in the belly area. So what to do to help with just detoxification, liver detoxification in particular, is stay hydrated. Something as simple as that. Drink plenty of water. Hydration is essential for your body to be able to detox. You can even Add a bit of lemon into your water for an extra boost for your liver. Another thing is like supporting your liver health. So this is something where your liver is going to detoxify excess estrogen. So including cruciferous veggies like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, kale, liver supporting supplements like milk thistle, or even dandelion root tea is something that I personally drink, especially 2 weeks in my luteal phase before my period, to help with that detoxification. Super soothing. I have a cup at night. It's like my little nightcap. Increasing fiber, so making sure you're eating enough fiber because that helps eliminate toxins from your body, waste out of your body, and sweating it out, right? So movement, sauna if you have access to a sauna, but even just sweating it out, that's one of the best ways to detoxify and help make sure that your liver isn't overburdened, it's able to work properly. So again, when it comes to this, just like the gut health, there might be other things happening, but I just want to give a general overview of simple things you could start with and do to help your body respond better. And one of the biggest things, again, supporting liver detox, especially also if like you're on hormone therapy. Making sure that your body's actually using those hormones, metabolizing them properly is really key. But supporting your body's detox processes is key to make sure that you're allowing your metabolism to reset and the belly fat to melt away. So recap of the 4 steps. We're going to wrap it up here because I feel like this has been a very long training. But manage stress. So again, lower cortisol through relaxation, sleep, balance your blood sugar, include protein, fiber, healthy fats and meals. Reduce your inflammation through anti-inflammatory foods, and optimize your gut health. We talked about a few different ways. And like I said, depending on your situation, it might need a bit more support. And supporting detox. So again, hydrating, eating fiber, supporting your liver, and sweating it out, not doing any crazy extreme detox stuff. Okay. So I hope these 4 points help you understand what's going on with that belly fat during menopause, and helps you see that, again, you're not stuck with feeling this way. Okay, guys, like it's not like once you hit perimenopause, that's it, like the hormones shift and it's just out of your control. Absolutely not. There's so much that's in your control. Your body just needs a different strategy to work with where your body is at now, and how to start making changes that work for your body. So just because your biology is shifting doesn't mean that you have to settle for it. You have full control, and it's just a matter of having the right strategy. And as much as these 4 points will help you get started on that, but it's also never a one size fits all solution, right? So I just want to emphasize that as well. What works for one person might not work for the other, and your body may need more support than what I covered in this training, of course, right? But these are definitely a great place to start. And that's where, of course, a personalized approach really makes a huge difference. And just over the last 10 years, combining cellular health with like practical, sustainable strategies, that's where we help women guide, we help them guide, we help women, go through, navigate this transition, right? In a way that focuses on supporting their unique biology and eliminating all the guesswork. So if you're curious about what this would look like for you, what it would look like to get your body feeling its best, I'd love to connect, explore what's going on, what your unique situation looks like right now, how we can make that happen for you. So if you're at that point, just comment reset wherever you're watching on this video below, or send me a message. We could chat more about how my team and I can help you with this and support you on this journey. So thank you so much for all of you who have joined in. If you're watching the replay, appreciate you too. Appreciate your time today, and have a wonderful rest of your day. And until next time, make sure that you're staying strong, staying aligned with what your body needs, and giving your body the love and leadership that it deserves. So hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Take care, guys.